Hello again, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio. That's a 16 by 20 inch canvas that I pre-primed with Artist Loft White a couple hours ago. And I'm thinking about just doing a background as long as my bottles are still open. This is my Jasmine. And I'm going to try and do it in a different method than I usually use, which is just to grab my spatula and cover as much area as I can. Maybe I'll use a little bit of pink carnation up here in this corner. I gotta get a couple of bottles out of the way. There's the Dancing Fuchsia. That's a Purley pigment color. I want to put that in there too. See how close it is. And it is kind of close. I'm going to use a little bit more jasmine. Like I said, this is just a background. I think. We shall see. I wanted to start with black, but I really don't want to interfere with all the colors until later on in this process. This is Orange Crush. It's a Prizm pour. I will list the colors underneath the video. And I have some saffron. Maybe I'll wait a second. I don't mind having the jasmine still on my spatula either. I'm just using cheerful colors. If I found Cupid's Crush. I was looking for Cupid's Crush last time and I couldn't find it. And it's being hard to open. So I'm just going to pull the top right off. And I'll deal with that later. Now I kind of like the way the 24 karat gold operates with things. So I'm thinking I might as well just use some of it right now. Let's see how that goes. Get rid of as many bottles out of my way that I can. Scrape back my spatula. Don't want any white left on the edges. That might be asking a lot right now. Take my texture where I get it. I'm being called to blue, which is kind of weird, especially since I just put the Egyptian blue away. That's definitely what I'm thinking. I kind of want a little bit more jasmine. Right in there. I think I'm going to leave that and wipe this off one more time. And then use the rag I keep in a dish that's wet. I want some more gold in here so I don't have, whoa, what was that? I see something in my paint. And it's gone. Always a good thing. So this is the Egyptian blue, which I think will look fabulous in here if it works. I'm running so low on everything. And I just pulled the cloud out of the top. I know after I went through all that trouble to wipe it off, being called to yellow. Having trouble with my blue. If I don't overwork it, I'll get some fairly decent colors. Being called back to orange again, but orange next to blue is going to be hard sell. I want some more blue. Oh, I got some orange. And what am I going to do with this? I'm going to wipe it off. Right in the painting. Every once in a while I just got to wipe some stuff off. I see I've got paint under my fingernails and paint on my canvas. The best thing about a pre-painted canvas is usually that I can wipe off whatever. But that's stained. Okay, I guess we're going to have some blue over there. I am going to use the Hansa yellow. And maybe a clean spatula so there won't be any blue on it. Unless I can get this one clean. I think I'm going to add some white. I'm going to use a straw, because leaning over is kind of dumb. Excuse my spit. Alright, that's not exactly like anything I've ever done before. So I'm going to do it some more. Being that it's nice and loose, it ought to flow very well in a somewhat organic shape. It's turning out to be a painting I might not want to paint over. Honestly. I think I could add it. That does not need to be there. I think I could add a little more. Hansa. And it is Hansa yellow with Parole orange in it. And because there's already some jasmine over here, I'm just going to give it an opportunity. Yeah, that white runs nicely. And I'm still going to blow into it with a straw that doesn't have spit in it, hopefully. I'm being called to turquoise, and I have some Pebeo iridescent blue-green I've been using. I'm not sure it's going to show up. I'm going to let that line just run down there. So let's do that. Not sure what's coming next. I see there's a little bit of canvas showing a couple of places. And a skewer with a paintball on the end, not that one. Should help meld that together. And I want a little more saffron. Right on this edge. Now I've got a little dollop of it on the gold. Oh well, never mind. I'll just have to put a little more gold in there. That's all. Yes, I see that. I just dipped my bottle in. I need to stop looking for perfection because I'm not going to find it. So whatever I do today, if I want to fill in tomorrow, okay, I've got a clot. I see it. And I've got a spatula handy. And I've got a big dot right there. Okay, well maybe that should just stay there. I've got two spatulas going. Sorry about that. I guess I'm going to use a spatula. I wasn't too sure I was going to until I had to. Now, it might be my opportunity to use the Q-tip to clean that paint up if I can. I'm not sure I can. Kind of like it actually. I don't mind if things bleed together. At all. Silicone is so nice and easy to get things off of. So I just put a yellow fingerprint in this time. Maybe that'll come off easier. Here, let's just finish this. I do put GAC 800 by Gold in all of my paint mixtures, which means that if it's heavy it won't crack. Kind of thinking I want some blue there. I'm definitely going to grab a Q-tip, or two maybe. The first one can be dry. I do like the fact that turquoise and fuchsia, or in this case jasmine, make a beautiful blue. But I'm not having as much success as I was hoping for. But I'm thinking I have fluorescent blue, that I might like to put in anyway. That's pretty cool. Alright. I've got 2 minutes I can paint for. Contemplating Hollyberry. I've got my bamboo skewer. I hope I have something of a point on there. And if I don't go now, I'm going to be called late for dinner. So I'm probably going to finish up next time, which means the first half of this painting will be dry. And that'll be okay, because it's kind of cool. I like it a lot. I might put just a little bit more saffron if I can lay my hands on it. Right along that edge that's being hard to cover. I seem to have a weird spot here in the orange crush. It might have been a drop of spit. Because the colors aren't mixed particularly, I can definitely camouflage my edges. I like the white in there. And alright, I'll see you guys in a second when it's dry. I'm back, and it's 2 days later because weather was really bad. I'm not sure this will stay in focus if I try and show it to you. But this is my digital, let's try. This is my digital change. And this is what we're going to do to it. So refocus again. Put this aside. I might have to turn my camera, my phone on again. I've picked out my colors, and I want to start with Periwinkle. And it only wants to go so far, so I'm either going to use a spatula or I'm going to grab a skewer and fill in carefully. Now I remember that the canvas is dry, so that means I could actually, unless it stains, unless the color stains, you can usually move paint. I didn't want a lot of that, just enough. And that seems to be what I've got. I want a little more than I have, I've just decided though. So I'm going to move it right up to that, the edge of that. Now I've found the blue flame I was looking for, and I've stirred it up because it's been a while with a chopstick. And I want to carefully manipulate some of this right between those two colors. And then I want to put that chopstick somewhere safe. How about a dish? How about anything to rest anything on right now? Because I might still want to use that paint. I'm just going to nudge what I've got into position and try and kill that bubble that I see. Check my schematic, because I think it's going to be orange. It's going to be saffron next. It's going to be interesting. I think I need to skip the saffron and move directly into the midnight shadow. I'll let that run down right now. I want a little bit more periwinkle over the edge, which is kind of tough. Where'd I put it? Can't really stick my finger in. It's so pale. I can't stick my finger in and use drips to cover anything. I need a somewhat copious amount. Now here comes the midnight shadow. I'm going to leave a little bit right there. Yeah, I'm very quiet, I'm sure. This is handier. A little bottle makes this a little easier. I'm pretty sure I can fill in with whatever I need to. Lay my skewer off, not that there's any colors we need to worry about in there. And check my picture again. Yes, I want to spread that out on this end. So I'm just going to put a little more. And then use the skewer to sort of backfill. As long as it's somewhat deep, it shouldn't be a problem. Unless I stick my skewer into the periwinkle, which I almost did. I've got a bubble in there or something. This is dark enough for me to use it to go over the edge, fill in that side piece. And it's deep enough to run a skewer through if I want to try and spread something out, and it will heal itself. I wonder if a paintball skewer would be better than a sharp skewer. In any case, so far so good, and I'm not complaining about anything. Now what do we got? We got the blue flame, but I have to do the saffron, and that's going to be interesting. Now I want that right about here. And it's not really coming out very well, which I hope I can make work for me. I'm going to try, what am I going to try? I'm going to try Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. My number 2. I want to get close, but I really don't want to run into that midnight shadow yet. I'm not sure if it's going to dendrite or what, but I'm not that interested in taking a chance. I'll probably do it anyway. Chances are good. It's risky. I got some on there, but I haven't made a whole mess of it yet. Got some more on there. If I just keep wiping the blue off, I should be okay. I didn't get all of it. And I take something off the blade of my spatula. My Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. I'm going to use my skewer for part of this. I am as soon as I wipe off the midnight shadow. Can I get enough of it off? That's the question. It's worth it to me to take my time, and I don't usually like taking too long doing things. It doesn't have to be a perfect line. And I'm not unhappy about how that looks. That's not too bad. I want to stick my finger in it though. Not yet, not yet. There we go. I'm just going to bring that all the way down to the corner, or very close. So far so good, knock on wood. It's the blue flame next, followed by jasmine. And I think I'm going to put a line of jasmine in where I want it to go, which might or might not be a mistake. The jasmine will stain. But I want a mark there. I kind of want to spread it out so it has less likelihood of getting sucked into the blue flame. I had to just fill it all in. I want to lift it up and make it go over the edge right now. I've still got saffron on my finger. Alright, I'm going to throw my saffron covered spatula in the bucket and try and pull some of this paint down. Because if I have to go back and put a second layer on, that would be okay with me, as opposed to having it become a problem. And it's so strong, I'm utilizing the fact that it does stain. Whoop, just stuck my finger in my midnight shadow. And I know the blue flame and the jasmine would probably make a beautiful color together. Although I don't know which one is stronger. I'm sure the blue would dominate. Alright, I'm going to take everything on my spatula. Try not to get too much paint on the canvas. Just rub it in right over the edge so I don't have any intensely heavy areas. Although this is still looking pretty heavy. I'm just going to finish that edge. I can't help it. It's an OCD moment. And I do really and truly intend on adding another layer there, which is why I want this one to be somewhat smooth, or as smooth as I can make it without too many marks in it, because I'm pretty sure it's very sheer. There's every chance in the world the layer underneath will show through. And that took some time, but hopefully it was well spent time. I've got some bubbles over here in the midnight shadow, and I kind of want to get rid of them right now before I forget about them and have to fry paint later. I've got a little bit of smuts in my gold. I might add a little more gold too. Oh, I like the dendriting saffron next to the midnight shadow. Oh boy. Here goes nothing. I hope I can do this. I'm really nervous. I don't even have a clue how I'm going to do this. So we'll both be learning at the same time. I'm going to take as much paint as I can get it as close to that edge as I can get it. And if it's heavy enough, I could probably tip it into place. But if it's not, and I get a white line and I don't mind the white line, I might keep that. I'm going to do that all the way across if I can before I start to stroke with the spatula. Because once I start to stroke, it's going to smooth the paint out. That was a stroke. I lied. I might actually like the white line. I don't actually want a whole lot of canvas showing through. But sometimes you just have to put up with that, I think, anyway. This is the kind of moment I kind of wish to have Floetrol on my mix, because it will level paint, so any strokes or marks left by the spatula would disappear. So if you're not using metallics and you want to use Floetrol, it's actually a pretty good thing. Now I've got to try and move it down the same way I moved it up. I really feel like I should be fast forwarding through this section. Oh, we're going to pretend we didn't hear that thing from the kitchen. Take the short side of this. I feel like just putting some more in. Yes, I'm still recording. Alright, I think I'm going to put the squeeze bottle top back on my bottle if I can find it. There it is. I see it. Yay. And that way I can put some right at the bottom if I can open it. It's definitely time to mix some new. I don't think it's too thick. I just think it's time consuming to spread it out. And at this moment, it's so close to the edge, I might as well push it over. This has got to be one of the most boring videos. It's definitely about taking your time at this point. I've got 2 minutes. You'll be gone when that timer goes off though. I better be quick. Right, that's not even an option. I'd try and be faster than I was being. How about that? And you might have to imagine the jasmine being as dark down here as it is up there, because that's what's going to happen. And we're almost done. Yay! So I should tell you guys what I'm going to tell you, which is there are 33 playlists. You can use the short side of the spatula, which I don't use often enough, but works really well. And I might go back and use the long edge if I have some paint on there. That was a bad mark. I'm not sure about what's going to happen with that white line. But I am sure I have enough paint on my spatula to do something. I just don't want to muff it right now. Maybe if I get behind it. So what was I telling you? My Amazon link has my 2 books on it because I can and Unlimited Possibilities are the first and the second 100 videos I made for YouTube. I do sell my artwork, and if you want to reach me, use my email address, easpbgallery, and the word gallery spelled out at gmail.com. And somewhere around here my phone is, if you're still here. And you are still here. Alright, it looks like we have a little more time, because I'm not done, but I'm very close to being done. And I'm going to use every bit of paint that I've got on my spatula to cover that edge. And I don't want to leave any edgy looking pieces showing. including the one I'm just covering now. Now there's something going on up here. That makes me want to take a chance. Some part of me imagines that the midnight shadow has started to set up a little and I should be willing to take a chance, but it is a chance. So where was I? On the link tree underneath Show More, underneath the video, you're going to find promo codes for Colourarte. You'll find the colors in the description. What else? What else? What else? Please like and share my videos. When you watch them longer, you help the YouTube algorithm decide to keep my channel alive. That and the members. Thank you, members, for being here, keeping my channel alive. Push it up. Pull it down very carefully. And I'd have to decide in advance to not care if I got some of that midnight shadow in the way. I really want to push it up. I really don't want that white line. And I do expect it's probably going to bleed, but I kind of like the bleeding. I mean, like, I definitely like the bleeding. And since the saffron has sat there for a little while, just like the midnight shadow has, my hands aren't as steady as they used to be, but I will say it probably does require a steady hand. And that thing can go away, and I'm not sure where it came from. But I think it'll be okay. And any little tiny spots that are left behind, I can camouflage tomorrow. Or that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. One more go. I don't want to play with this paint when it's getting sticky, because when my canvas is pre-primed, it tends to want to just come right off. It's not as absorbent. Alright, so other than the jasmine, and I think this is going to get wiped off right now. I like the smaller. This is the smaller of the OXO Omelette Turning Flip and Fold Spatula, and you can find these on my Amazon link. I want to make sure that's nice and dry. I have some dancing fuchsia too, but I think what I want to do is just stick with my plan. Which is put as much of a copious amount as I trust myself to put on. Yeah, that's nice and dark. That's what I had in mind. So where was I? What was I telling you guys? I do sell my artwork and I give classes, lessons, one-on-one privately at the house in Spring Hill, Florida. And on the link tree you'll find Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links. Although I don't pay much attention to Twitter, I gotta say. I'm getting ready to shimmer this at you. I'm almost done. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to share this with you, but oh well. If you want to fast forward, you will. I mean, that's what happened when I watch. If I need to fast forward, I do. And I pretty much 100% got the effect I was after. I kind of thought it maybe adding a little bit of pink carnation would have been nice, but I don't think I need it. And there's always tomorrow. Leslie Olmsted is the owner of Colourarte, my affiliation, and she's sending some Purley pigments, metallics, and she has suggested and does demonstrations that they will mix very nicely with varnishes and be wonderful as overlaid. Almost done. I don't think I want to take any more time to do this edge, but after you're gone, in the next 15 seconds, I probably will after that. Let me just make sure my drips aren't going to cause me a problem. And it's time to shimmer time. And I'm really, really pleased with this. And I think maybe if I wanted to, no, I don't want other apple. I just want my light. I could add more lines if I wanted to. I think I might add a gold line up here. But I don't need to zoom in too much. Wow. Just I need to adjust my camera a little. Okay, more than a little bit. I'm trying to do it one-handed and that's really hard. Let's move it this way without causing any trouble, hopefully. All right. I love you guys. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Thank you to all my Patreons and my patrons through PayPal. And thank you so much again to the membership that's keeping my channel alive. I will see you guys anon. You inspire me always. If it looks slightly different, I think I'm going to add a gold line up where that, right up here. And maybe dab a little bit in. I don't know. But it's pretty close to what it's supposed to be. And I love you guys. And you inspire me always. So I'll see you anon. Bye for now. Priscilla out. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And your comments keep my morale boosted. So thank you so much. See ya.